All right, so we're going to start now. So any latecomers can come in. Just double checking. I think everyone should be muted on entry anyway. But I'll let you know if you're the culprit who's making all the noise. And I won't make you feel bad about it. I promise. Okay, so first I'll introduce you to my wife Laura. If some of you haven't met her before. Obviously we've got a young child. Laura does a lot of CrossFit as well, so she's someone who's very active in her exercise routine, and ultimately might be really impressive doing things on a bar and pull-ups and all this sort of stuff. But she admits that she needs this sort of stuff more than anyone. So just because someone deemed to be fit and active and can pull a certain amount of watts on a bike, can run an ultra marathon, it doesn't mean that they're healthy on the inside. And the more that we can get around that way of thinking, then the more that we'll actually help ourselves and be empowered to sort our own SHIT out. All right? Because ultimately we can't rely on physios, we can't rely on Dr. Connor, okay? We can't rely on Nick. You can't even rely on me. You've got to rely on yourself to sort your own body out. And this is giving you the opportunity to learn how to do it. So we're going to start by sitting on the floor, okay? Now, if you struggle to sit cross-legged, okay, quickly grab a cushion, sit on a cushion. We've got a couple of yoga blocks, okay, that normally we sit and eat dinner here with most of the evenings. This is a regular evening for me and Laura, basically, sat here.
Speak for yourself.
So all we're going to do, we're going to start with some breath work. So we're nice and tall with our body. What I'm trying to think of here, okay, imagine there's that old analogy of a piece of string attached to the top of your head, okay, and attached to the ceiling, and that string is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So ultimately, we are getting taller and taller and taller. So if I'm showing you from the side, okay, I want to feel like I'm not slumping, but I'm actually keeping myself as tall as I can. So I'm actually looking for that slight arch in my lower back, okay, which I know everyone says, oh, never arch your back. Well, sometimes we actually need to do that. So we're going to be nice and tall. You're going to shut your eyes, okay. Any tension in the hips, we're going to start to slow our breath down, and we're going to start to let go of that tension. There is no point in holding your breath, okay, when you're feeling a tight stretch. Again, if this is uncomfortable for you, bring your feet together, okay, in a butterfly position. You can have your elbows to the inside of your knees. You find what works for you. So nice and tall with your body. We are going to go and slowly take a 5-second in-breath through our nose. So inhale for 5 seconds. I'm going to count the first breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top for a second, and then exhale through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom of the breath for a second, and inhale again. You don't need me to count 5 seconds. You're in for 5 full seconds. The whole time you're thinking about what that air is doing inside your body. Where is it traveling to? It's not just going into your nose, into your lungs and out again. We're inflating our lungs, yes, but we're actually trying to mobilize the internal side of our body. Okay, so mobility for your organs, think of it that way. Rib cage might be expanding. We're just really focusing on putting the effort into controlling that breath. Good. Keep it going. Slow and smooth. It's been a long day. Try not to fall asleep. If you're doing it with someone and they're snoring, give them an elbow. All right, you're now going to take your hand underneath, okay, the bottom of your rib cage. So your ribs, okay, finish about here, okay, depends how big your ribs are, I suppose. But your hands are going to go underneath the rib cage, so kind of the fleshy bit, okay, right into the fleshy bit, where all those, you know, secret cookies have been kept that you've been so bored at home you've been stashing into, okay. Squeeze that into the cookie dough. So from here, you're squeezing in, and now you're going to go and take that same 5-second in-breath, trying to feel like the air pushes the hands away from each other. 5 seconds in, and then 5 seconds out. And notice on the out breath, how the hands potentially will squeeze a little bit tighter in towards your spine. So again, you're thinking about that internal breathing. Internal breathing. Inhale, traveling out. Okay, and then the hands traveling in. Really thinking about the crown of that head still pulling up to the ceiling. The shoulders not hunching up. We don't want to hold any tension anywhere else. Good. Keep thinking about trying to promote that small arch in your lower back. You're trying to send, rather than your pelvis tucking under, you're trying to send your tailbone back to create that arch in your back, to really give you length through your spine. Good. We're going to change our breathing position now. So all you're going to do is bring your feet together. Okay, your knees tight. And then you're going to go and hug your knees. And you're going to slowly bring your chin down to your chest. Okay, crushing it in, nice and tight. You'll notice that your upper back will slightly round here. Okay, again, I want you to try and stick with the 5 seconds. You'll notice as you breathe in, your belly button will push into your thighs, and the air might lightly travel into your upper back. Hold that breath for an extra second at the top, and then exhale. Notice how the belly button tries to scribble away from the thighs. Okay, again, hold that breath for a couple of seconds at the bottom as best you can. Okay, if you're struggling to get to a 5-second breath, that's also fine as well. Just stick to a 3-second or 4-second, because this can be quite uncomfortable for some people. Okay, this can be actually quite sore in your upper back. If you are one of those people where you're getting a little bit of discomfort at the top, then it's probably it's an indication that you need to probably spend a bit of time doing this. Start with 3 seconds, build up to 5 seconds. But there is something about sitting on the floor, doing some breathing. Okay, you can spend a couple of minutes a day doing this, and it will start to have a massive effect. Trying to be 1% better, okay, every day with your mobility. That's always a good target. All right, brilliant work, brilliant work. Now, ideally, okay, you can stay sat down on the floor here if you want to. I would prefer that if you can. Or if you feel you need to stand up, by all means, stand up. It doesn't matter too much what you do. Just sitting down stops a little bit more cheating and twisting, okay? And it allows you to really try and open these hips up, and it adopts a bit more of a floor sitting position. So, nice and tall with our body, we are going to go and shrug our shoulders down away from our ears. We're going to start to mobilize, okay, from our neck. We're going to think about holding a pen in our mouth, okay, trying to pull our chin into our neck as if you're giving yourself a double chin. Okay, you're then putting your chin down to the top of your chest. You're slowly then going to draw your chin along your right collarbone until your chin gets to the top of your right shoulder. Now, at this point, if you were to glance out the right side of your right eye, you should be able to kind of give or take be able to look behind your right shoulder. If you're in that position, good. You're then going to slowly start to look up to the ceiling. Imagine that pen is in your mouth. You're drawing a line across the ceiling. Pulling the chin all the way across towards the top of the left shoulder. This is where you're looking back behind your left shoulder now. And then drag the chin down to the top of your left collarbone, all the way back into the center. Pause in the middle. Make sure that chin is pulling up into the neck. Slowly draw it along your left collarbone. Look back behind the shoulder, drop the ear and chest back, or ear and chin back, sorry. Draw it across. Start to notice if one shoulder is coming up a little bit higher than the other, hopefully not. And all the way back into the center. Look up nice and tall. I want you to now take your arms out to the sides, okay? You're going to just go out to the side slightly. There's a free shot there, straight in the ribs door. All right, arms out strong. Squeeze those fists, okay? We are going to start to squeeze every muscle in our body. Again, if you want to do this standing up, do so. We're going to squeeze every muscle about 10%, including your fists, including your feet pushing into the floor, your hips, your backsides, 20%, 30%. 40%, 50%, everything squeezing underneath your neck. 60%, anyone with low or high blood pressure, don't go too hard, okay, stop at about 70. 60%, 70%, Check in which parts of your body aren't you including in this squeeze. Why not? Squeeze them. 80%, 90%, 100%. Everything squeezes. Come on for 5, 4, 3, 2. Take it to 90%, to 80, to 70. Just letting it go. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10. Give those arms a bit of a shake out. So that's irradiation. That's what we really want to try and get the most out of here, okay, when we're doing this. So arms are going to come down by our sides. That's it. A few windows have been opened after that one. Got hot in there, didn't it? All right, so your arms are going to go down by your side. Chest is going to be nice and proud. Arms are long, your elbows are locked out. Okay, suck the belly button in. We are going to shrug our shoulders up to our ears. So we're going to shrug up. So your neck has basically disappeared. You're then going to pinch your shoulder blades back together. Pinch them, pinch them, pinch them. And then try and pull your knuckles towards the floor. Good, but you're pulling your shoulders down, of course. Push your shoulder blades forwards, so it feels like the fronts of your shoulders travel forwards, and then up again. And we're creating a circle with those shoulder blades. So the actual joint of the shoulder, okay, is being lifted in the circle. The upper arm isn't moving anywhere. It's the shoulder blades, the big bones in your upper back, which are moving. If I show you from this position, up, keeping everything else as still as you can. Let's change direction. So up, push forwards, pull down, squeeze back. Good. And as we're doing this, we're really trying to think about the chin putting into the neck. Try not to let the head move too much up or down. Okay, or the spine wave. That's why doing this sat down blocks your spine from moving too much. Keep it going. 3. Really see how much we can bring these shoulders all the way up and over. 2. And 1. Very good. Well done. I'd like you now to come forward onto your left knee. Okay, and have your right foot in front of you. Again, it's always good practice. Have something a little bit soft around you in case that knee feels a little bit sore at any point. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so our right foot is down, our left knee is down on our block, and we're going to squeeze our left backside muscle. Okay, I'm going to show you from a slightly different perspective here. Okay, so we're tucked in. The most important thing I want to get straight away is my pelvic position. We're tucking under. So we've done loads of this in class. If you've done a class with me at Evolution, okay, you have tucked your pelvis. Okay, if you haven't heard me, okay, say that before. You must be doing my classes with headphones. All right, tuck your pelvis, keep it tucked the whole time. Keep squeezing your backside. Your left arm is going to be down straight by your side, okay, and your right hand is going to reach and grab your left rib cage. Pull your right hand into your left rib cage, and now let's slowly start to create a full arm circle. So we're taking our arm up to the top. Okay, my bicep is going to try and turn forwards, which is going to twist my palm away from me. So my bicep is turned inwards. I'm now going to try and reach back. Now keep pulling your right hand into your rib cage as you keep twisting the arm, and the back of your hands, okay, reaches to the side of your hip. Okay, we're inwards in our rotation of our arm. We're then sending our arm back behind us. Keep pulling this hand into the rib cage. Don't rotate your body. You rotate your bicep and your palm away from your body, and now you slowly begin to bring the arm back to where you started. Let's continue with that. Slowly up. Get to the top. Big rotation. Good. All the way back and round. Really focusing on keeping that shoulder pulling down the whole time. Good. Spin the rotation. Now keep spinning, keep spinning, keep spinning all the way around back to the front. Good. Let's see how you guys are getting on. Good. Forwards Big, strong spin. It's the rotation that's key. Michael, just try and keep your chest square with the screen there. That's it. So try not to turn your body too much. Okay, we're really trying to see what the shoulder can do, not the spine. Don't worry, you weren't the only one who's twisting. 2 and 1. Very good. Stay on that knee. We're now going to try and move through our spine. So we're going to place our hands across our shoulders. Okay, we're going to keep squeezing that left backside muscle. You're going to drop your chin to your chest. Imagine what your knee is on. You're trying to slide it forwards. And then I want you to slowly roll down through your body. Now keep squeezing your left backside muscle. And then slowly roll your body up to the top. I want you to feel that you're crushing your arms into your chest. You're tense as you do this. Keep pulling that knee forwards. Inhale as you come up to the top. Proud with the chest, rounding the body as you fold down. If you look at me from the side here, you can see that I'm not pushing my bum back. Good. The next time we roll down, I want you to hold. So we're going to roll down. We're going to hold at the bottom. We're then going to rotate to the right. We're going to rotate our chest and shoulders to the right. We're then going to lean out to the right. Keep your belly button drawn in. We're going to start to circle back until your shoulders are in line with your hips again. And then we're going to start to roll forwards as we've done already. So down, rotate, lean out to the side, circle back round. So you're actually doing a half circle at the moment. One more time. Go down, rotate, lean out to the side, circle all the way around. Hold in that back position. You're then going to lean out to the side. We're going to change direction. We're going to rotate. You're then going to pull down into the center, lift up. Lean, rotate, flex down, pull across that thigh. One more time. Extend back, keep squeezing your left backside muscle. Lean out to the right, rotate to the right, and slowly pull down and across. Bring yourself up to the top. Let's change over to our other leg. So give your legs a bit of a shake out. That's it. Good stuff. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. That can make you quite hot, okay? So just remember that you're breathing the whole way through this. We're going to now use our other arm, okay, for our big circles. So again, left foot is pushing down. This pelvis, okay, my bum isn't back. I'm trying to tuck under. Tilt under, squeeze your backside, open up the front of that thigh. My right palm and my bicep are facing forwards. I'm just seeing what my shoulder socket can give me. If I turn my body, then that gives me a full sense, okay, of range. Oh, sorry, some sweaty pits there. I'll try and keep that arm down. Apologies if I'm scared of children. Right, squeeze your backside, push your palms up. Exit at the top. Rotate the bicep forwards. Okay, now keep putting that arm back. Your body wants to turn to give you extra range. Don't let it. Keep spinning it. The back of the hands, okay, gets to your thigh. Slowly push the arm back behind you. Feel that shoulder extension. When you're feeling the restriction, that's your moment to then start to rotate as you pull the arm all the way back to the front. Inhale, breathe shallow, keep tensing everything else. Remember, we did that tensing of our body earlier. This is when we've got to try and use it. Use everything you have to squeeze. Your front foot into the floor, your back knee pulling that block forwards. Bring your left foot further forward. Big rotation. Keep it going. I'm checking in on you guys now, making sure that we're moving smoothly. That's it. Try and keep shrugging the shoulders down. Remember, it's like you're trying to corkscrew in that arm. It's a twisting motion. You've got internal and external rotation. You should be able to turn it in each direction. Good, let's go one more time. Really good. A healthy shoulder is one that can rotate in both directions with control. Nice work. And if you're doing a lot of spinning on the bikes, sorry, I shouldn't say spinning. I know certainly someone in that group hates that. Cycling in the group, okay, then your shoulders are slightly rounded, okay, you're stuck in that internal rotation. So we want to try and really open up the back of our shoulder. Good job. Finish that one there. Okay, still staying down on the knee. You're going to take your hands across your shoulders. Okay, squeeze your fists, elbows clamp down, shoulders shrug down, squeeze your backside. Remember, the first one is just flexion, extension. So roll forwards, roll back. Every joint in our body, we require rotation, okay, first before anything else, apart from the spine, which we require flexion, extension before rotation. So we're just going to go and slowly roll down first, try and round that upper back, and then slowly roll your body back up to the top. This movement is pointless if you're relaxing your right backside muscle and you're not engaging your hip. Okay, if your bum is traveling back behind you, then you're missing the point of the movement and it's probably not going to feel like anything's happening. If you can really imagine dragging the knee and whatever you're kneeling on forwards, squeezing the backside and staying honest as you roll through the upper back, then you'll start to get probably quite a deep feeling in your hip flexor. Good. Okay, so the next time you roll down, remember, keep dragging that back knee forwards. You're then going to rotate to the left. Lean out to the left. Slowly circle back. Slowly pull down and forwards. Use your front foot to try and pull towards that knee. Rotate. Lean out to the side. Circle all the way back. You can get some strange feelings. I'm not going to tell you where because everyone's going to feel it in a slightly different way. Rotate. Lean out to the left side. Suck the belly button in. Rotate. Pause at that back position. We change direction. We lean out to the left. We rotate to the left. And then slowly pull down into the center. All the way back. That's it. Lean, rotate, flex forwards, pull down, cross that thigh. One more time. Make sure you are squeezing that backside for me. Lean, rotate, pull down and across and bring yourself all the way up to the top. Have a stand up. That's it. Got a lot of sound effects from Laura at the moment. A few muttered swear words. She's very honest with me. Okay. All right, so starting to work into the hips. We're now going to look into our knees and our ankles. So sometimes we do this from a seated position, but I actually quite like doing it from a standing position. Why? Because you start to get a little bit of balance, okay? And if you can't balance on one leg, okay, then they often say you're a hazard to your own health. Sounds a bit aggressive, I know, but that's got a point. We spend most of our day on one leg. When we're walking, we're on one leg. So we should feel really confident, really stable in applying pressure in different directions when we're on one leg. All right, so that's the ultimate goal with doing it standing up. So we're going to stand on our left foot. As you do this, I want you to pull your left toes up as high as you can. And then as you put them down, try and spread them as wide as you can into the floor. So it's almost like you're spreading your fingers, giving you a really strong, wide base. Push your big toe, your little toe, and your heel into the floor, and you've got your foot tripod. You're then going to bring your right leg out in front of you. Not too much of a bend of the knee. Oh, I'm a hazard already. Flex your foot. You're going to think about your knee to your hip remain still. Remain still. You're going to rotate your lower leg, your shin to your ankle, outwards. So if I square myself off with the camera, you can see I've just rotated my shin and lower leg outwards, and then I'm going to try and rotate it inwards. I'm not moving my thigh, so I'm just rotating underneath the knee. So if Laura's got an X on her thigh here, Her knees a little bit more bent, that's it. And she's just turning from where these bones are underneath the kneecap. So your tibia, okay, is where we're rotating from. The whole time I'm asking her to pull her toes up towards her shin. Okay, and this can radiate up into the shin here. You can get quite a lot of work, but what we're actually trying to do is build the health, okay, in your knee. So many people have meniscal issues, I'm sure. If you haven't, cartilage, it wears down with improper movement and alignment from the hip to the heel. So this is a great way of sending better signals, laying down new and better tissue in that knee. 3, 2, 1. Okay, bring the foot into the center. You're going to flex your foot, and then you're going to scrunch your toes up. Create a fist with your foot. Okay, if you're doing this with someone, have a look across and watch their face change as you now point your toes down at the floor. Beautiful. So you're now going to slowly begin to create a circle with the foot. So a moment ago, I was getting you to move from the ankle. Now I want you to move only from below the ankle. Now this feels probably quite crampy for your foot. It feels tough, I'm sure. Do what you can. Change the direction. Obviously, you're getting the work of the balance in the other leg, of course, as well. 3, 2.
What's my little toe doing?
And 1. Relax. Good. Bring yourself down. Nice work. That's it. Excellent. Give that foot a little bit of a shake off. So let's move over to the other leg. So we're going to bring that left leg off the floor. Remember what we did with the right toes? We pulled them up. We pressed the toes down. We try to create as much width with our toes as we can. If your toes don't separate, get some toe spreaders. Okay, you're at home most of the time if you are at home at the moment, and you can sit with them on the whole time and get some natural width in your toes again. From here, you're now going to go again and start to rotate your foot and shin both out and in. Keep it smooth. Keep it slow. Light on the screen is really changing that autofocus.
Why is that?
So, good. Try and think about rotating underneath the kneecap. So if the kneecap is here, this is my shin bone. I'm trying to turn in each direction. That's it. Try not to let your thigh move anywhere if you can help it. Keep that thigh still. Slow it down a little bit, Debs. It's not a race. You're not going to get a medal at the end of this. 3, 2, and 1. That foot stays up. You pull the toes up, and now you scrunch up. Okay, your toes. Squeeze them. Now you point your toes at the floor. You then start to create that circle with just your foot and ankle. Good, breathe through it, that's it. Just below the ankle is moving. Change direction. So we're just paying attention to that ankle joint here. We're keeping the muscles in the feet working really hard. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Well done. I had a please stop immediately from Laura. Right, okay. So we're going to go now and just finish with our toes for this first little block, this first little segment. Now, we are going to go and work feet hip width apart. Okay, feet hip width apart, and we're going to pull these toes all the way up, okay, off the floor. 3 points of contact, as I talked about again. So don't think about your toes so much for the first bit. I want you to think about the joints behind the toes. So you've got your big toe joint, where the kind of ball of your foot is. Imagine the same as that on your little toe, so the little toe joint and your heel. So a nice, long tripod. Okay, those points of contact must remain at all times. So we're going to go toes all the way up. If you're wearing socks here, maybe pop your socks off for a moment. Okay, if you're wearing shoes, take them off definitely. And all you're going to do is just lower your big toe, okay, to the floor. Big toe to the floor only. All your other toes should still be pointed up towards the ceiling, probably a bit of an exaggeration, but at least lifted off the floor. What we don't want to see as well is this collapsing inwards of the feet, okay? So if I showed you my knees collapsing in, you can kind of see the way that my feet have rolled off. And that would mean that the little toe joint has probably come off the floor. We don't want to have that. So we want to try and press back out, get the little toe joint onto the floor, and see if you can still put pressure through the big toe. This might mean the other toes have come with, but we'll just try and, okay, hold them off, send the signal to the big toe as best you can. Pull the big toe back up to the ceiling. Okay, you're then going to keep your big toe pointed up. You're going to push your other toes down. So this time my big toe is as high as it can be, okay, to the ceiling. Okay, your other toes are in the floor. If you've compensated here, you often hear me talk about compensations, then you've probably rolled to the outside of your foot, and the big toe joint, the ball of the foot, has left the floor. Again, try and get that big toe joint into the floor, okay, and keep that big toe lifted.
That's so weird.
They do. Very proud of these things. All right, so what we're going to actually do now is we're going to alternate between the two. So we're going to go big toe down, other toes up, big toe up, other toes down. And as you do this, I want you to just look at your feet. I want you to see if you can keep the same position through your midfoot. So you're controlling the intrinsic muscles in your feet. Okay? You're getting your feet to be the dynamic part of your body that it's meant to be. One down, other one up. If you really push down with intent, you might feel a little bit of aching going into the arch of the foot. Okay, don't be alarmed if that's the case, but apply as much pressure as you can through those toes. Not that I'm really probably going to be able to see anyone's toes. You're chugging a beer there, Nigel. If the toes don't work, just, you know. Right, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's bring ourselves up onto one leg. Now, if you have a partner and you struggle with your balance, that's it. You can rely on them. Okay, you can bring your hands, okay, across. That's it. All right, please. All right, bringing that knee up as high as you can. You're going to make sure that knee and that foot are in line with each other. We rotated our foot earlier. That foot's going to stay still. But now we're going to try and rotate our thigh. So we're going to go and slowly move the legs. Okay, we're lifting our right leg, our right heel across our left knee by doing an external and rotation outwards of our thigh. My knee is going to remain pointing at the camera the whole time. And then as I go in the other direction, I go into internal rotation. This one is the one which catches most people out. You start to get that cramp-like feeling in the outside of your pocket. Okay, where your pocket would be. External. Really feeling the rotation. Internal. Stay as tall as you can, see if you can pull that knee up a little bit higher. External. Internal. Center and relax. Good job. Well done. Nice work. So we're just going to go over to the other side. Now, if you've got a wall, use a wall. If you haven't got a partner, okay, then you can always use, okay, something, a structure. All right, so we're going to go and bring our left knee up. Okay, thinking again about flexing the foot. Put your brain into your hip socket. Again, it's the same idea of rotation in the joint. If you can see my hand here, we're trying to twist in that hip joint. So my reference point, okay, is my knee. So we're going to go external rotation to begin with. Foot just comes across. This is the equivalent to you doing a pigeon stretch. You might think, oh, my leg comes a little bit higher when I do a pigeon stretch. That's not the range that you own. That's your flexibility. This is your active range. This is what you own from your own strength. We're then going to go into internal rotation. Okay, try and make sure that your hips are still level. And then slowly across into external rotation, feeling that position. I know there's a few people on that screen that love a little bit of internal rotation. And back across, external rotation. Last time, internal rotation. See how far you can go. Push out into it. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Lovely job. No one fell over. It's always a good thing. Okay, excellent. All right, so we're now going to take ourselves back down onto the floor. Okay, we're going to now do our hip series. Now, this is all going to feel quite intense. Just try and do the best you can. Okay, hang on in there. You can always regress and make things a little bit easier if we need to. So, what we're going to do, slightly behind me. I'll just slightly behind. Okay, so you're going to go and you're going to sit down on the floor. You're going to sit down on the floor. Okay. Your hands are going to be just behind your hips. I'm just going to bring the screen down so I can all see you. Okay. I'm going to bring this down to here. All right. So, we are sitting in our nice, what we call our bear sit. Okay, so obviously this is how a bear sits. We all know that. Chest up, nice and tall, shoulders back and down. And at this moment in time, I want you to think about creating as much space as you possibly can between your two knees. Okay, so you're basically sending your knees away from each other. An important thing that we're going to remind ourselves of is that we don't want to be slumping. So chest up, okay? Again, we're looking for this, trying to get this arch into our lower back rather than a rounding into our lower back. That's right, that's right. Okay, so chest up nice and proud. We're now going to go and start to pull our right knee closer to the floor, okay, as far as you can, until the right knee hits the floor. Your left knee is still pulling in the opposite direction. As the right knee hits the floor, you're now going to slowly let the left knee drop down to the floor as well, as you find yourself into what we call a 90-90 position. Okay, so we're really tall with our body. Now I'm going to use Laura as a good pupil here. So, 90-90, the name's in the title. You've got a 90-degree angle here, and ideally a 90-degree angle here. For a lot of people, they're going to be feeling quite a lot of discomfort in that hip, I'm sure, in internal rotation. If that's you, knee just comes slightly forwards or you pull that foot in. Okay? Let's try and hang on in there. You can also take your right hand further away from you, okay, to ease off the stretch. So, just from that position there, because we're going to transition from side to side. Okay, you're breathing, your chest is up as tall as it can be, and I want you to try and shoot your chest forwards. I don't want you to round your body, so you're shooting your chest forwards. Okay, proud of your chest. As you're doing that, I want you to try and send your right hip and slide it into the floor behind you. So you're sending your hip back, you're sending your chest up and forwards. You're then slowly coming into the center. Left hand comes back behind you. Left knee begins to pull up. Create as much distance as you can. Slowly transition and go across to the other side. That's it, 90-90. Chest up. Proud with the body. Try and see if you can take your chest forward. You can send your hip back behind you. Remember, no rounding in your back. If you're doing this and there's two of you in the room, okay, coach the person in front of you. Claudine, tell Graham to straighten his back out. That's it, good. There you go. Slowly from there, we're going to transition across. Right arm back behind you. Pull that right knee as high as you can off the floor without the left knee moving. So you're always trying to create as much space as you can between the legs. Back across to this other side. Send that hip through.
Hope the floor's clean, don't you? It's like cleaning that bit of the floor.
No comment below. So from here, we're then going to go and bring ourselves up. Now I'm going to give you a chance to really see if you either will or you won't, but you can make this harder by not using your hands. So if you want to squeeze your hands in, you now start to pull those knees in the opposite direction, okay, and you're slowly transitioning across to the other side. As you drop across to the other side, you may feel it really bite into that hip, so by all means, put your hands on the floor, but see if you can take your hands off during the transition. So bring yourself up, hands clasped together, turn your chest towards your outside knee, pull that leg up, keep your chest up as tall as you can, move the legs across. Be aware that you will slowly start to walk forwards. Your bum will get hungry on the floor and start to edge itself forwards. That's it. Let's go. A couple more times. Hands together. Turn the chest. Pull that one knee up. Pull across. That's it. Make as many funny noises as you possibly can. That's it. Sorry, I just crushed Laura's foot. That's what that funny noise is. Good. One more time. We're going to go back to our first position. Squeezing. Use the arms if you need to, all the way across. And we land in that position. So we're 90-90, okay, with our right knee, okay, the outside, sorry, of our right leg, okay, is on the floor. The inside of our left leg is on the floor. I'm just going to change my perspective so you can see two different perspectives here with myself and Laura. So, I am trying to think about my chest facing my thigh. Now, if you remember, I said about the tennis ball. If you've got a tennis ball, we're going to use it. We have tennis balls. There we go.
Just use it.
That's right.
There's one in the cushion.
Okay, so we are going to go and place that tennis ball cushion, whatever you might have, underneath your front knee. Underneath your front knee. So underneath that right knee. Yeah, just underneath it. There you go. So it's in between the floor and your knee. Now, a few weeks ago, okay, we had on the warrior class outside, we had a few Mortlake ducks quacking. Okay, so actually now we're going to, Jamie knows what I'm talking about. Now we're going to think about the Mortlake snake. We're crushing it underneath our knee. Okay, if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, just pass it over. Basically, someone farted, it was a Mortlake duck. You know, now we're dealing with the Mortlake snake. But, you know, you have to explain the joke. It's never as fun as it. So, push your hands down into the floor. Send your hip back behind you. Crush that knee on the block. Okay, and now we're going to start to use our hands into the floor, and we're going to start to, again, pull the chest forwards. Now, if you watch me here, I can keep focusing forwards on the screen the whole time, because my intent is to keep my chest up. Get as far as you feel you can. When you feel you can't go anymore, okay, because either your spine is going to round or you just purely can't, okay, take any more pressure in that hip, I then want you to think about pushing your knee down into that ball or that object underneath your knee. As you push down, you're going to leverage your chest off the floor. You can still have your hands on the floor. Those of you who are really good, you can take your hands off the floor, but I'd say for majority, you're going to have your hands on the floor. Push down through the knee, and then you're going to slowly lift your chest back up to the top. Place your hands down, pull yourself into it. You're looking at the crease of your right hip as you pull yourself forwards. Pulling down as deep as you feel you can. Remember, you're working on your own hips, not anyone else's. Push that knee down into the ball. Push yourself up slowly. All the way up. Good. Let's go. 3 more times. Slowly pulling down. Think about the crease of that hip. Keep your chest up. Send your bum back behind you to get deeper into that position. Push that ball into the floor. Feel like you're pushing the knee into the floor to lift the chest away from the floor. Okay, 1 more to go. Slowly down. Pull yourself into it. Pull yourself into it. Great work, guys. You can see some of you are really getting the hang of this. Get deeper and deeper and deeper this time if you can. Don't let the upper back round. Push the knee into the floor. Push up, 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 up. All the way to the top. Very good. That ball can stay underneath your knee if you wish. But now we're going to have a little bit of a look of our back hip. So you'll notice here my hands, okay, are pushing into the floor quite hard. That's to keep me honest through my chest. A real good tip I found is if I can turn my palms even further back, that helps me really open up my chest as well, rather than being here, which brings you into that rounded position. See if you can turn your hands around to keep this pressure through your arms and keep your chest tall. So we're going to look at our back knee now. Okay, we're going to look at our back knee. That same foot, the left foot, is going to stay on the floor. We're going to keep our chest square, and we're not going to relax back into this position. I'm now going to slowly start to pull my knee off the floor as high as I can whilst pushing my foot down. You're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly let the knee parachute back to the floor. Soft landing. The knee now starts to drive into the floor, and you're going to start to lift the left foot off the floor. Okay, it doesn't matter how high, what you're trying to do is lift it off. I can imagine that only some of you are loving this. Not going to say any names, Julia. Collapsed. Sniper. 2, 1. Foot comes back down. Push the foot into the floor. Pull that knee up. You're looking at your active control in that hip socket. You're rotating internal and external. Keep your chest facing forwards. Keep pushing into the floor with your hands, with that left foot. 2, 1. Slowly bring that knee back down. Relax it on the floor. Knee pushes down. Inward rotation of the thigh. Bring that back foot up.
Oh my God.
He can't help you now. God can't help you now. This is training for the hip. It's training for the soul. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Slowly push that knee up. Good. Try and remain facing forwards. Michael, see if you can face your right knee. Turn your body to face your right knee. That's it. As high as you can. 2, 1. And then slowly let that knee drop down. Good. Keep that body facing forward towards that right knee. And now lift that back foot up as high as you feel you can. It might only come off a smidgen. It doesn't matter. You're sending the signal to that hip. 4, 3, 2, and relax that all the way back. I haven't said come out of that position yet. Right, let's get back in there. Come on. Right, we're going to do one more go. We're going to use this front leg. This is called a half 90 hover. You're going to love this. We're only going to do one. It's a little bit of fun. All right? Well, it's fun. No, you know, my sort of fun. So, you can use an obstacle, but I would say for our first go, don't use an obstacle. All right? Because you may just feel like that's just a bit impossible. We're going to push. I'm going to show you first. So watch me first. Push your hands down. We're going to pull the heel and the knee off the floor and then straighten that leg. So I'll show you first. So we're going to go lift, straighten, lower, push into the floor, lift, bend, and relax. Okay, so we're all going to do it together. I'm going to count you in. Okay, in 3, 2, brace everything. 1, you lift your heel and your knee off the floor, then start to straighten that leg out. Lower it to the floor. Breathe. 2, 1. You lift that front leg off the floor. You slowly bring it all the way in and lower yourself down. Lovely work. I tell you what, why don't we do it with the back hip as well? Stay where you are. So now I'll show you first. Back knee. Push into the floor. Those of you tight into here, bring your hand over a little bit wider. You are going to go and lift that back leg up. Straighten that leg out, lower it down, lift, bend, lower to the floor. All right, let's all do it together. 3, 2, 1, push it to the floor, pull that knee and ankle off the floor, straighten that leg out, lower it to the floor, set, push into the floor, brace those abdominals, lift that leg, bend that knee, and slowly lower it all the way down. Lovely job. Excellent work. The best thing about this is that we've got the whole other side to do. So don't go anywhere, grab yourself a drink. All we're going to do is smoothly transition to the other side. Okay? So like a ninja, all you're going to do is go left knee up, rotate, and pull the legs to the other side. Okay, obviously that would be very rude of me to teach with my back to you, so I'm just going to spin my body back around. But ultimately, your left knee is shooting out in front of you, your right knee is shooting out to the side of you. We're going to work through this hip, and then we've got some more spine and upper back work as promised. So we're going to go and push down. We're going to find that tennis ball or that object. We're going to clamp it underneath our knee. Really crush it down. Chest up proud. So automatically your left leg's externally rotated, your right leg is internally rotated. All right? I'm not going to lie, if you can spend a few minutes a day in each position like this, not without even without doing all the funny stuff with the movement, just sitting on the floor like this, you're going to start to really open out your hips and take away any back issues, okay? You suffer with back issues, I can guarantee you. All right, chest up nice and proud, start to clamp down onto that ball. We are going to go and hit the crease of the hip. So we're going to go and reach back into that hip. Chest is going to travel forwards, as far as you can forwards. When you're down at the bottom, you're going to push the knee into the ball to leverage the chest up. All the way up. You can use your hands here, it doesn't matter. You can just lighten your grip. Just try and keep that back flat. Try and use what you're stretching. Second one, let's go. Let's shoot that hip back. Let's pull that chest forwards. 2, 1, pause at the bottom, push down into the floor. Lift your body all the way back up to the top. I almost just got crushed by a picture.
You got crushed by Campbell's soup.
Yeah, Campbell's soup. All right, last one. Sorry, 2 more to go. Pull your body forwards. Reaching, 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 reaching. Good. Push that knee down into the floor. Lift your body up by crushing that ball. 1 more to go. Can you go any deeper this time? Reach back through that hip. Keep that chest up. Remember, coach your partner. Are their chests up? Push into the floor. Drive yourself up. 2 and 1. Very good work. Excellent. From that position, then we're now going to work through our back leg. Hands are pushing into the floor. Remember I gave you that good tip about trying to rotate your palms out, okay, and at least get a little bit more open position through the chest. Again, those of you who are really feeling it, just above your right hip, take your hand out wider. Don't be a hero and suffer in this pain because your hip hasn't got that capability yet. You may just have to come across a little bit wider, all right? Own what you have, not what you haven't. So, heel and knee are going to push down. We're looking forwards through our left knee and thigh. Hands are down. We are now going to go and push our right foot into the floor, pull our right knee up to the ceiling. Okay? You're going to hit a block. Where you hit the block is where I really want you to try and work. Good. So keep pushing, pushing, pushing into that block. 2, 1. Slowly parachute the knee to the floor. Down to the floor. Now lift your right leg up to the ceiling. Your right foot, sorry, an ankle. I'll be a bit more specific. Your knee is down. So you're internally rotating. 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot back down. Push the foot into the floor. Pull the knee up. Try not to relax. Don't let the pelvis rotate. Just rotate that thigh bone in the socket. 3, 2, 1. Knee comes down. Find that position. Pull that foot and ankle off the floor. 4, 3, 2, 1. The foot comes down again. Push the foot into the floor. Pull the thigh off the floor. Send it back behind you. Whatever range you're lifting that knee, it doesn't matter. You're working to your end range. This is end range training. That's why it's hard. 3, 2, 1. Down again. Likewise, if your foot doesn't come off the floor, I don't care. As long as you're sending your thigh into the rotation, that's all we need. Bring that back foot off. Keep that chest proud. Stay up nice and tall. 4, 3, 2, 1. I think we have 1 more to go, didn't we? That's it. I won't ask you though. Pull that knee up. That's it. As tall as you can. Really drive that knee back. 3, 2, 1. Slowly down with that knee. Push the knee into the floor. Then lift that lower leg off the floor. Let's go. Last time. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good work. From here, left leg is going to do that little challenge. We're going to hover that left leg off, straighten, and then back in. We do the same thing with our right leg. Brace your body. Brace those abdominals. Let's push the hands into the floor. Let's lift our left heel, left knee off the floor as high as you feel you can. Then straighten that leg out. Lower it to the floor. Okay, so that heel is now out in front of your face. So Graham, Claudine, I think you should be pointing at the wall to your left from where you're facing with your leg. There you go. That's it. And then you're going to go and lift that leg up again. Bend that knee and bring it back to that 90 position. Good. Now we're going to use that back leg. Push the hands down. Okay, we are going to go and lift our right knee off the floor. Slowly straighten that right leg out. Face and body still facing forwards. You're now lifting your right leg up off the floor. Slowly bend the knee and land the foot. Lovely work. Excellent. Who wants to stand up? Sorry, no, you can't stand up. Stand up. Oh, loosey goosey there. Whose hips feel amazing?
Hips don't lie.
Hips don't lie. Hips like butter. Okay, so we are going to now, we can do this next bit standing. So we are going to take our right hand, okay, behind our right, into our right lower back. Okay, right hand into our right lower back, or across our lower back, sorry, not our right lower back. We are internally rotated through the shoulder, so I'm going to try and pull my shoulder blades back together. I'm going to squeeze my fist, so my elbow is forwards, I'm pulling my elbow back here. I'm going to push my hand into my lower back here. My left hand is pressing into my abdominals. So I'm starting to push my hand into my lower back, as if my arm was coming through my body. We're going to work for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. Don't flare, don't round. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rather than pushing into your lower back, all you're going to do is try and pull your fist and wrist off your lower back. Okay, so a little bit of distance between that hand and lower back. The shoulder hasn't jumped up, we're still in that position. Slowly begin to lengthen the arm back behind you as straight as you can. Pulling it all the way back. It's not out to the sides. Now slowly bend the elbow. Don't touch the lower back. Stay tall. Slowly straighten the arm back. Bring the elbow back into a bend. Don't touch the lower back. Stay tall. Let's go. One more time. Squeeze that fist. Bring that arm all the way back and relax the arm. Good job. Let's do the other side. Squeeze the fist into, okay, that lower back. Squeeze your glutes, belly button drawn in, right hand, okay, onto your belly button. Push your hand and your belly button together. Start to push that left wrist and forearm into your lower back. Build the pressure, build the pressure. Come on. Really squeeze that pressure. Lower back and your hands. Do not let the shoulder roll inwards. Keep open through your chest. Keep your chin out of your chest. Keep looking up. 2, 1. Without moving your elbow, pull your fist, okay, and your wrist off your lower back. Hold in that position. Squeeze the fist. I want to train the shoulder here. Send the signals. 3, 2, 1. Begin to slowly lengthen that elbow. Stay upright through your body. Keep looking up and forwards. Slowly begin to bend that elbow. Try not to let that hand and lower back touch. Try and show you that I'm still keeping that distance. Slowly let the arm lengthen again. I'm still telling my shoulder blades to stay down. Slowly bend the elbow. You're going to feel like you're starting to fatigue. I know certainly I am. I'm getting the shakes. Slowly, one more time. And the last time. And relax. Good job. Hands back behind you. I'm just going to do this on my knees, okay, just so you can see me. Laura can still do it up on standing from here. So, hands behind you. Last little bit now. Okay, our elbows are going to pull forwards. Our hands, fingers are interlinked behind the back of your head. Your elbows shoot forwards. You are going to go and pull your elbows back as far as you can. Okay, don't be one of these people that just bends into their lower back. Keep your rib cage pulled down. Keep squeezing your bum. If you stood up, bend your knees slightly, and you'll be able to tuck your pelvis. So you're currently pinching your shoulder blades together. You're then going to take your hands off the back of your head, but don't let your fingertips separate. Keep looking up and forwards. Keep that rib cage down. 4, 3, 2, slowly, keeping the elbows where they are, straighten those arms, but try and pull them back behind you. 3, 2, 1, keeping the elbows where they are, slowly interlink the fingers, don't touch a hair on your head. And again, slowly open. Slowly bend. Keep that rib cage down, slowly open. Slowly bend. And relax. Good job, well done. Let's have a roll down. I know I'm overrunning here. Okay, let's just finish with a little bit of a spinal wave. So, hands are going to pull all the way back, and I want you to exaggerate that rounded position. Squeeze your bum, chest up, head up. Draw your chin down to the top of your chest. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Roll your arms in front of you, and you're going to now feel like your upper back is really nice and rounded. Slowly, whilst bending the knees, feel like you're dropping one vertebra at a time into a rounded back. Everyone should be able to get to the floor here because you're going to allow the knees to bend. So even the most inflexible in the hamstrings, bend your knees, get your hands to the floor. You're then going to draw your chin into your chest. You're going to bend your knees a little bit more. Your tailbone, okay, is where your tail would be, of course, is going to start to pull towards the floor as you start to slowly roll your body up. Make this as slow and as controlled as you can. Remember, your spine remains rounded. Your hips will feel like they go in front of your face. And you are going to finish in that nice wave position all the way up to the top. Right. So there was a lot on the hips today. A lot on the hips. That is going to help your lower back. A lot in the upper shoulders. That's again going to help your lower back. You can't tell me you don't feel better. I know it's brutal when you're doing it, okay? But you've opened up space. You've sent signals and connections to the right muscles, which should allow you to open your hips up. So I want you all to hurdle the stairs now when you go up to bed, okay? Maybe do a little dance, okay? And I want you to see you shuffle. I want you to see you all very, very soon. Have a lovely rest of your evening.